Buckle up, sports fanatics. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, your HQ for in-depth sports talk. Join host Kevin L. Warren and crew as they dissect the hottest stories, ignite debates, and bring you closer to the action. From locker room whispers to expert takes, we cover it all. It's game time, so strap in and grab a drink. The Sports Chasers Podcast starts right.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good morning by the time you see this, man. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast, man. Today, man, we got a special guest, man. But before we get into all that, make sure you like, click, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the bells for all the notifications. And for all my people that's listening in under my sound of my voice on the podcasting side, man, give us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star review. Love us or hate us. Let us know how we doing. I think this weekend y'all been really doing a little bit of both, and we like it. So love us or hate us, let us know how we're doing. DA, what's up, man? Good morning. How are you today, sir?
Oh, we're good, man. It's Monday, sunny, weather's good, grass is growing. Got to get it mowed, but yeah.
Will you be mowing?
No, man.
Oh, okay. I thought you gave up your mowing days.
Yeah, I've passed that on. So that's it. So.
Man, today, man, we got a really great treat for you, a really special guest, man. Entrepreneur, man, and we just get into it, man. So, from the garage to the gridiron, today's guest turned a wild idea into a multi-million-dollar empire. Please welcome the mastermind behind the iconic scheduled watch and the CEO of Game Time Watches, the official timepiece of the New York Jets, and a licensed juggernaut with the NFL, MLB, NHL, WWE, and NASCAR. He's a pioneer in the sports memorabilia space and an innovator at the intersections of style, fandom, and entrepreneurship. The Sports Chasers Podcast and Chasers Nations want to welcome today Mr. Adam Pennington. Let me give you some applause, Adam. Adam, how are you today, sir? What's going on? I don't know if Adam, can you hear us?
Doing great. Nice introduction. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, man. Man, I'm glad that you guys reached out to us, man. And when I saw that you reached out, shout out to Pod Match and my man Alex Sanfilippo, man. What a wonderful product that he has that puts people together, podcasts together with great guests like yourself, Adam. I really enjoy it, man. But when you reached out to it and I saw your story, we never had a person from a memorabilia come on here. That's for one. And two, your story is intriguing, that how you developed this thing into something that you started small, of course, and then you built it to what it is now. Tell me how that was when you first started this.
Well, when we started, was a long time ago, pre-cell phone. We came up with a concept, right? The schedule for the baseball team. You had to either look in the newspaper or, back then it was on milk cartons. They'd have the team schedule on milk cartons, and you look on that. And so we had the idea of it'd be cool if you could put. I'm a Mets fan, and if you could put the whole season schedule pre-programmed and then looking every day.
Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
O'clock. But it's at the start of every game, an alarm would go off and play "Take Me Out to It's Game Time." That's what the sport is.
Right.
But we found the guy to do it. We worked with him for quite a while, and the basement. Then that's how we really got moving.
So you had to get someone to program the chip into the watch, right? So I'm pretty sure that's proprietary, because that's got to be a lot of work. to get that done. That guy must be amazing. You guys are
at that time.
Yeah, you guys are fantastic for that. Like,
yeah.
it's scary.
Yeah. So what was some of the biggest?
A really hard time.
Yeah, it sounds that way.
Yeah, I think your internet's a little choppy. Yeah, a little bit choppy, but we'll work through it. What was some of the biggest hurdles that you had in that beginning? Can you hear us, Adam?
Kevin, I'm sorry. I got 1 or 2 words out of there.
No, you're fine. I was saying, what was the biggest hurdles that you had to endure in the beginning?
It was.
What were the biggest hurdles?
I was saying to program these chips. So we had, again, everything was manual. You didn't have computers at the time, right? So we got a schedule for Major League Baseball that was printed out. The old faxes, the curled paper, faxes would come through, and we'd have every team's schedule, and they would have to program every team's schedule in the chip, and then they'd send us a board that was maybe 2 feet by 2 feet with a big digital, and we'd have to go through a Yankee game, just one at a time, make sure the times are right, location was right, and then we go through the Red Sox, and then we go through the Phillies. So every team, we would have to go through one at a time, and it would take us. We would get it. It would probably be, I would say, 2 solid days around the clock, not exaggerating, all day around the clock, going through each team and rechecking, and then sending it back and saying change these in the chip, then having the chips made and put in the watch, and then getting people, the for everybody in the business, you get people to buy them. How do you get word out there?
Right.
We had a guy who did, we had a write up in USA Today Business, front page of the business section of USA Today, cool new cutting edge technique for sports. Sports Illustrated did a write up on us. So it was kind of people started reading about it. We did baseball first, and then the NFL said, we want you to do one for us. And then NHL's called, and
Adam got, so he was asking, DA was asking, what was he asking? He was asking about now with the flexing of the schedule of the game. Is that a problem, I guess, with programming the watches, or do you even still do those types of watches anymore?
Well, we actually stopped doing the schedule watch maybe 10 years ago. We're just too easy to get all the info on your phone and everything else. So we, fortunately, we didn't have the flex. The big problem we had was rainouts with Major League Baseball. That was our big problem, because we had to put a disclaimer in there saying, if the game's rained out, it will not reschedule on your watch. And again, this is just pre-internet. People understood that okay, this is just what the initial schedule is. That's how we kind of got started in the biz. And once we started making the schedule watch, and we had the request, we went on Home Shop Network, and we had the request to do a regular course. Did one for them, and they said, okay, you can sell one time 1,000 watches. That's it. And because they needed it, and we did it for them, and they sold 1,500 watches. We oversold by 500 watches in I think it was under 3 minutes. Wow. And we went, we're onto something. This is good. And we got the license from the NFL to do more watches and more styles. And within a year and a half, probably, we had 10 different styles for every team in every league, including the schedule. Towards the end of the schedule watch, you were able to go on our website and for $10 every season, download your team schedule. So, we send them a little connector, they plug into their clip it on the back of the watch, plug into the computer, download the next year's schedule. But again, it just sort of, and we spoke about it before. Big believer in that saying, make your product obsolete before someone else does. You know, we time had passed for that, right? So it was a great gimmick, but it got our foot in the door and got started in the watch business, and now, you know, we do smartwatches and other products, but not the schedule watch anymore.
So you do smartwatches. What kind of capability does those smartwatches have? Say that one more time, Adam.
They tied in either your Apple or your Android. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So
DA just give me
Apple
thumbs up. Yeah.
Or Android. Okay, good. So, you know, it would tie into Apple or Android, and it would it give you pretty much every a smartwatch will give you. You know, it connects to your phone, it downloads your contacts, it gives you steps and gives you everything you basically need or you get in a smartwatch. One of the things during COVID, when there was a chip shortage, we stopped making them, and we're just now getting back into. We've done them for and only the NFL. What was kind of cool is that you would have the every team pre-programmed in the watch, right? So if you could set it to any one of the 32 teams, right? So if you're a Jet fan, you set it to the Jets. If you're a Cowboys fan, you said. So when your watch came on, the Cowboy helmet would pop up, or the Jet helmet would pop up. So it was great for retail because they didn't have to carry, you know, a Jets watch and a Cowboys watch and a Giants watch. They carried one watch that had everybody.
Oh man, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, all right, so you got the MLB deal, then you got the NFL. How did the other leagues come about? Did they just see what you was doing and it was like, man, this is a great product? How did that come about?
Started with the schedule watch. You know, they came to us, which was cool. You know, we went to Major League Baseball first, and I couldn't get a meeting. You know, I had this what I thought was a very cool product, and I couldn't get a meeting. Kind of BS. Called one of the licensing. I got her name, and said that her, you know, the president of licensing wanted me to call her and come see her and show her this product, and she said, "Oh, great!" And went in and showed it to her. She loved it and licensed us, and then, you know, slowly, once it got out there, you know, the write-up came from USA Today. They saw that. Some of the other leagues saw that, and I guess it got picked up on Gannett at the time. So it made its rounds, and he started calling us.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you had a good product, and then, like you said, everybody started just calling you. DA, can you? Let me see if you got a question. You can go ahead, unmute your mic, see if it works now. He says, yeah, US Today was big back then. Yeah. I mean, I guess it still is now, not as much, but yeah, USA Today, the actual print back then, yeah, 100%. 100%. So you sold Game Time before, right?
And it was a day and age, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we sold in 2011. So end up buying it back about 6 years later, and it worked out. Just it was sometimes things just fall into place. It's you know, better to be lucky than good, right? At times, and so I was at the Hong Kong Watch Fair, and I who bought the company, right? So, you know, it was 3 years deep, but we're talking, and he started his company from his parents' barn in Switzerland. And I was telling him how I started from the basement selling one watch at a time, and we kind of hit it off and talked. I said, "Do you guys want to stay in the licensed watch business?" And he said, "Not really." They were doing more high-end Swiss watches, and they didn't want to deal with team logo. And again, with the thing with the team logo, if you have one style watch, just, you know, as an example, if you have this watch and it's a Jets watch, right? So if we make one watch, we have 32 teams. So there's 32 different SKUs for this one watch, and then there's 10 different style watches. That's 320 different styles for just the NFL. Then add MLB and NASCAR. All the you you have a lot to manage, right? So these guys want to put out 10, 15 new watches a year, and that's our high-end business. This is a lot of work for them. So I asked him if he wanted to sell it back to me, and he said, yeah, I'd be interested in that. Deal done, but I was able to buy it, and it was great. You know, fun, started from scratch.
That's wonderful. And me and you had talked before. Like I said, I brought a prop to the show. I actually have a New York Giants one. This is probably over 10 years ago. I'll tell you the story about it. My cousin Onita, Mike Mills, he's one of the co-hosts on the show. His mother is my first cousin, and she bought this for me for Christmas. I want to say over 10 years ago through the Avon thing, and I got it, and I love it. I wear it today, you know, game day and all that stuff. How did y'all get connected with Avon with the NFL? This is the New York Giants one, as you can see. And Adam will tell you about it.
Yeah, it was pretty, again, sometimes right place, right time. You know, I was at the Major League Baseball offices one day, and Avon was in there talking about possibly doing some Major League Baseball product. And a guy who I was friendly with at Major League Baseball literally walks into the office where I was sitting there and said, hey, come over here for a second. I wanted to introduce you to somebody. Went over and met the woman from Avon, the buyer. Mm-hmm. And I said, we could do watches for you. She said, could you meet our price point? I said, yeah, we can meet your price point. Not knowing if we could, but anybody who has a business will tell you the same thing. You say yes and then figure it out later.
You'll figure it out later, right?
The way you do it. So can you do it? Yep, we can do it. And so we worked out a deal with them and started making watches, had a great program with them for baseball. Then they went to the NFL. You know, they said, let's try NFL. Went there. And Avon was a very high volume, low business for us. But 1 year we sold almost 1 million watches through Avon. I mean, it was crazy how much product we moved. And they were, you know, everybody knows from the makeup, you know, going door to door with their catalog. And at one point they were $5.5 billion business. They were putting out 16 million catalogs every 2 weeks, and moving a ton of product. And what was happening was the Avon sales ladies were saying, yes, I want to, buy 2 makeup and, get this watch for your husband or your cousin or whoever it may be as a gift. And we did really well with Avon. So that was fun.
So
that was good.
I'll get the backstory behind this. My cousin, shout out to my cousin, my favorite cousin. The other cousin is y'all know what it is. She did the same thing. She was around Christmas time. She bought some Avon stuff, and the lady had the brochure for the watches. She said, "Oh, let me get this," and she thought about me and she bought me that watch. It had to be over 10 plus years ago, and the watch still works to this day. I wear it, and shout out to Avon and to Game Time. So I appreciate that, Adam.
We like that.
Nah, it was a great partnership. So do you guys still have that partnership, I guess, with Avon now, or it's?
We do. Avon has changed their business dramatically, which is a shame. They for us, it's a shame. Their business is not, maybe
not the same
of what it was, if that.
Yeah, it's definitely not as robust as it used to be.
The gentleman who was a president, they didn't, again, from the cheap seats, but they didn't change with the times, right? When the internet came in, they were still sending out the catalog, still doing it, and they do okay with it, but they're just not the juggernaut that they were back in their day. So the new CEO came in. At one point, they decided they wanted to be Estee Lauder, right? Not Avon. Their business took a huge hit. They did no more gifts, and then they got back into gifts a little bit. We did some stuff, and then another CEO came in out of gifts. So they really haven't. The gentleman, and a great story. We did a sweepstakes with Avon, and whichever sold the most watches got to go to Super Bowl, and we end up going to Super Bowl with 2 of their reps, and the president of Avon comes with his son to Super Bowl. I end up going to the Super Bowl with my son to connect with them. I connect with the president of Avon. He's a Jets fan. I'm a Jets fan. We're around the same age, and we become friends from that. From that, Super Bowl outing. Did some charity golf outings together and stuff like that. And he would just say, he was the one who would push it. We're selling too many of these watches. Let's go again. Let's try WWE. Let's try, we did all different licenses with them. When he retired from Avon, their whole mindset changed. And yeah, that was unfortunately, but it's, part of business. Things change and you move on.
Got you. Speaking about things changing, with the innovation of artificial intelligence, how is that affecting your business, or if it is affecting your business at all?
Not yet. It's not affecting us a lot yet. I think it probably will. We're working on a couple of watches right now. One is a gambling watch, basically. So if you have, let's just say down here in Florida, the Hard Rock app.
Yes.
And it'll be able to, in fantasy football, the same thing with fantasy football. All Sunday people do is check their phone, check how's my players doing, how's this, we're working on watches that will push all that information into your watch, where you won't have to continually pick up your phone. If your team wins, or something changes the game that you bet on, your phone will buzz, or your watch will buzz, and you can look down at your watch and see. Yeah, so I think AI will play a part eventually. We're also working on another watch right now that has a payment and ticket chip in the watch band. Mm-hmm. So when you go into a game, your season tickets could be preloaded into that chip. When you go into the game, you could beep and walk in. It's an awesome product, and you could also pay. Now, look, you could do that on your phone right now. It's just another. Gimmick's the wrong word, but it's another way. It's another piece of technology that people can have, and instead of phone out of your pocket and tap it,
right.
You'll just be able to literally, if you buy a beer at the game, hot dog, and your hands are full, you literally go beep and walk out. The payments on there. First time they gave that to me, they gave me one. They put like $20 on it or something like that, and I walked in Circle K in Hong Kong, grabbed a soda and a bag of chips, beeped it at the register, and the person never even looked up. They just, I was like, oh, this is really cool. No taking your card out, no taking your phone out for Apple Pay, nothing, just pop and walk out the door. We always seem a little bit behind Hong Kong.
Nah,
go
ahead, D.
I don't know if I hope this gets through. Can you hear me?
I could hear you.
Good. Okay. As an IT guy, I can tell you this. The watch has about 4 or 5 different benefits, because whenever you take out your phone, right? So we say in IT, anything that's less touch is better, right? So you touching your phone is a bad thing, because you taking out your phone, and you can drop your phone, lose your phone. But people can scan your phone from a distance. They can't scan your watch at this point, because all of the information that's in your phone is not in your watch. What's in your watch is a segmented piece of information, right? So you're just having your betting information, or $5 in cash that's in a different, and it's going to go through a different protocol. But once you do that, the watch is a lot safer than the phone or a card. So it's a great idea. I would definitely stay with that one. You probably didn't hear me, but
I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. We're excited about it, and we like the payment.
He did.
Portion of it's great. And the tickets are going to be, again, and we're working on where you can buy individual game tickets. So if we partner with StubHub or somebody along those lines, where if you buy tickets, you can download them, have them here, and not have to, again, it's not that difficult to take your phone out, but like you said, the fewer steps are better for people. And as technology progresses, this will be easier and easier for us.
Gotcha. Adam, what accessories do you make with some of your watch pieces, whether it be the digital or the regular analog watches? What accessories do you have with your watches?
Well, we make watch bands. So if people have, an Apple or a Garmin or whatever it may be, we have watch bands, team bands that will go on those watches. We're doing, we do. What was that?
No, go ahead. No, I didn't say anything. Go ahead. I just raised my
Guys,
Apple
I'm
Watch.
sorry. I thought you had a question.
No.
So we also, we expanded into, we do wall clocks, we do desk clocks, we do watch bands, we do watches. We are just moving into Cigar. Yeah, I showed you the Knicks ashtray. So we're going to be doing team ashtrays for the leagues, torch lighters and cutters for cigars, travel cases for cigars. So we're always looking to add some different product. Right now, the leagues do not have that license, us a license to do that. So they'll be out for holiday this year. We may have to make a couple of samples of that Knicks championship one. We hope, but we'll be rolling by holiday with those.
Okay. No, that's good. That's good to know. How do you guys at the company, being that you're the leader, how do y'all tap into the fandom and of fans? Because fans are short for fanatical, right? How does your marketing people, how do they tap into that with your company?
A lot of this through public relations. It's for us, we're another piece of fandom, right? I mean, it's right. If you're, just to go back to them again, because I'm so happy that the Knicks have won. They're finally playing well. But if you're a Knicks fan, you're going to have a hat, you're going to have a shirt, you're going to have your jersey, you're going to have your socks or your whatever, your shorts, the ball, whatever it is, you have as a fan. From having this watch with your team logo on it is another piece of fandom that you're going to wear to the games, that you're going to wear when your team wins. And it's just getting them, one of the big drives in the next is going to be to get more active on social media, to bring, to be able to have influencers. Again, just example, talking to Ray Lewis about doing something with cigar ashtrays, right? He has his own line of cigars. Ray Lewis is Ray Lewis, right? It's he's one of the great linebackers in the history of the game. Also has a huge social media following. So if we're able to get people, if he's able to say, check out GameTimeWatch.com, and he's able to get them, right, to go to our site and they buy on our site, that's great for our business. And sort of in a nutshell, how it works with a store, if I sell to Dick's Sporting Goods, hypothetical numbers, they buy a watch from me for $50, they sell it for $100, right? They keystone, they double everything. That's how they sell. If we sell that same watch, it's on our site at $100. That's better profit margins for us. So the people to our site, the better. Those are some beautiful watches you're showing.
Gotcha. As I'm showing Game Time Watches website, make sure y'all go to the website, check out your favorite team. As you can say, they got pretty watches. Hey, I'm down here in South Florida now. Hey, all you Panther fans watching, man. Hey, they might do it again. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, man. So check them out. All you Dodger fans, y'all beat my Yankees last year. They got championship apparel. Watches. Check it out, man. Very, very good pieces. As I can say, and I can vouch, I got mine. I had mine. Shout out to my cousin. So, Adam, I think this is a really good thing. Kudos to you. DA, did you have something?
Are you guys looking to jump into the groundswell for the WNBA?
We probably will. Right now, we're with the WNBA right now. With the NBA, we have wall clocks. We're going to be doing all the cigar ashtrays, lighters, that type of thing. We do not have watches. The one league we do not do watches for is the NBA because of their TISO exclusive. TISO is a national NBA sponsor. Pay an absurd amount of money a year to be that, but that's locked everybody else out of that category, which I get. I understand why the NBA does it, and they make an awful lot of money from TISO. So I do get that, and that also includes the WNBA. So I don't think we'll be doing watches for them. I think we'll end up doing clocks and some of our other product, but I don't think watches for them.
And as far as the cigar ashtrays and things of that nature, because I don't know, like are there national cigar thingamajigs, or is it kind of going by maybe you guys partnering with a brand of cigars, or I don't know. I don't know anything about cigars, but I have family that smoke cigars and they go to cigar lounges and things of that nature. Just asking, I don't know, how do you get that out there? Because I think I'm going to buy some of your stuff and send it to them as soon as it comes out.
I actually had my birthday party at a cigar lounge. So, but go ahead, Adam.
It's amazing. It's cigar smoking. It is, I think, as much social as anything else.
Yes.
Again, not 100%, but predominantly. Right, it's a chance for guys. We're talking with an NFL player. I don't want to say anything yet because I don't want to jinx the partnership. But we're talking to an NFL player, and I sat down. We're on a Zoom with him, a former player, and we're on a Zoom with him, and we're talking about the watches and doing a specialist for him. Blah blah blah. I loved it. At the end of the conversation, I said, "Do you smoke cigars?" And his eyes went bing. He's like, "Yeah, absolutely." Yeah, he was all he wanted to do was talk about cigars. It was great, and he's like, let's talk about cigars, and I showed him the Knicks ashtray. He was just loved it, absolutely loved it, because the night before he was with 5 of his guys smoking cigars. So
gotcha.
Setting, just hanging out, having fun. So
understood.
I think for us, the sales, the distribution channels are going to be NFLshop.com and bshop.com and all those. And I think we'll also be doing some, cigar aficionado, places like that where we could get people and drive them to our site.
Makes sense. Yeah, you were a Jet fan. I got a guy that lived down here by me, Adrian Morrell. He was the running back for the Jets for some time, man. And
I remember
he's big into cigars. He's big into cigars and drag racing now. So I think he has a drag company or something like that. So those guys, they like to go fast. So that's I'll tell him when I see him, man. I will definitely let him know when I see him, because he's really big into cigars, and I'm pretty sure he would love to have a Jets ashtray for because he loved the Jets. So
I believe he was, remember correctly. Yeah, I think he was 22 running back for the Jets, and he was good.
Yeah, I think he was right.
Good. Yeah, unfortunately,
I think he was right after Free McNeil. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, tough shoes to fill, but I was sadly I was a Jet season ticket holder for 25 years, and it's brutal. But they lost me when they moved to the new stadium. One of the PSAs, the personal seat licenses. They when they're like, oh, we want, but I think it was $25,000 a seat for 4 seats. Like, you only pay $100,000 for the right to buy tickets to a game, and not for the tickets, but $100,000, and then I'm allowed to buy the tickets for the game. And I was talking to the guys at the Jets, giving them a hard time, saying, you realize you're not the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? This is the Jets. I've been watching you guys for 25 years. I sat out here during the rate 1 to 15 years, and not an easy time being a fan of the Jets, but hopefully things change a little bit. We'll see.
I think they're on the come up. I hope so.
Yeah. Like the new coach, liked him as a player, like him now. So I think he'll be good. Aaron Glenn's going to be good for them.
Yep. And Glenn, what do you see Game Time watches in 5 years, Adam?
I see us as a publicly traded company. We are working towards that now. The plan is to be up and trading. We're working with a public company right now. We're working on being up the end of this year, and then 5 years from now, I think the more we could accumulate as a business, other business part. There's two ways to grow the business, right? You either do it organically, continue to make new products and build that business from within, and bring in outside companies that we could bring in and add to our group and put under our umbrella. So we could, if there's a company, hypothetically, there's a company who makes wallets and keychains, let's say, and okay, so they might be having a hard time, don't do a ton of sales. We bring them in, give them some stock, some money, bring them into the business, and now Game Time has wallets and keychains under our umbrella with watches and clocks and cigar, accessories. And then the company who maybe all company and they sell hats, and okay, they're struggling, we could now bring them in, and the idea is just to continue to build this organically with our core product, and then the inorganic bring other businesses in under our umbrella. And that's so I see us growing fairly rapidly, and when you're a public company, the benefit of that is that you're able to sell stock, raise capital. More product we have, and the more we sell, and it's kind of a nice upward spiral, and that's what we're looking for.
Man, that's pretty awesome. DA, did you have something? DA, can you hear me? Oh, there you go. You said Ford. Okay. Did you have something? All right,
we do. We have a license with Ford. One of the things we're working on, what we want to be able to Ford and some of the car licenses. I'm actually heading out tonight to the licensing show in Las Vegas. Ford will be there, but so will Warner Brothers and pretty much anything from like My Little Pony to the NFL Players Association, right? It's all across the spectrum, all different products, or all different licensors who want you to put their logos on your product. So going to go spend a couple of days at that show, walking the show, meeting with people. Ford is a great opportunity if we're able to make this work, where come in and test drive a Mustang and get a watch, and that they're for a car dealership. What do they want? They want people through the front door. Once, their sales guys get them in there, you sell them, right? That's what the sales guys have to do. But if you could say, check out, and we pitched them as well with we have a watch for the electric vehicles where you could start your watch. You could start your car from your watch inside the house. You could, get all the thing on your watch, all that kind of stuff. And so there's a lot. And we worked on a program with some limited edition Mustangs. We've done things for COVID, the Shelbys, the limited edition Mustangs, but for Ford, the F-150, most popular pickup truck, in the world. And, built Ford tough. And we got shot down. We wanted to do Ford was a big sponsor of the Mets. So we wanted to do a built in the Ford font, right? So it looked like that Ford built Ford tough baseball team, and Ford nixed it on us. But you keep trying to reinvent and do new interesting things that will get people excited, right? That they'll turn around and say, this is cool. Let's do it. And
great ideas.
What about so you say other than watches, you guys make digital clocks and analog clocks as well?
Yep, we do. We just we're licensed to do the analog clocks. We're just getting into that business right now. The digital desk clocks. We have our kind of 3D light up clocks. You can change the color. It's let's just say a Cowboys helmet. You can make it blue, and it's a alarm clock with a acrylic that's in the top that will shine blue, and we've been doing that for a couple of years. It's pretty cool. And the leagues have been great. So whatever you want to do with timepieces is okay with us. And now we're just starting to expand a little bit into, like you said, the cigar ashtrays and accessories, air tags. I don't know if you know the Apple has an air tag that you can put in your luggage or on your dog or whatever it may be. We're doing one that's going to be team logoed, and it will be, you'll be able to tie it in with your Android or your Apple and licensed by both. So what happens, a lot of people do products, and let's just say an Apple product works with your phone, and then they do an upgrade on your phone, and whatever it is stops working with it. And if it's not a licensed Apple product, these will be licensed products. So we'll be able to do the air trackers. And again, we got approval from the NFL and MLB to do those. So we're excited to get that rolling as well.
Have you ever thought about, I don't know if you guys have thought about this. So, like the little information, clock things called Tidbit. Have you seen those? I know you've probably seen those. Where it's basically, Tidbit. It's like a little small box. I got it right here in my office studio. Basically, it's just you get information for any kind of sports news, any type of thing. And of course, it has the time. It's showing the time as well, the weather and all that stuff. That's what I was asking. I don't know if you guys were interested in doing that or you guys have started doing that. Yeah, Tidbit and some other companies make this. It's basically it can be a clock. It is a clock, so to speak, but it streams other information as well as sports information, news information, things of that nature. I don't know if you saw that before.
I have seen it, and we did a while back. We did a hockey clock. We worked with this company up in Canada, and it was a clock that would have real time scoring on it. So it looked like a scoreboard at the stadium.
Yes.
So if you're a Ranger fan, and have the Rangers scoreboard. The problem was these guys, the cost was high, and it was tough. Technology, every year it's awesome because every year that price just keeps dropping, keeps de-escalating, which is great. Right. And you're able to make the chips smaller, inexpensive, and able. I think the Tidbit's a pretty cool product, and I think it would be great to do it, league branded. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, it's a good thought. I may steal that idea. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Adam, I'm sorry. I got a meeting at 11:15. I got to get ready for. Sir, it's been a pleasure. I thank you so much for coming on, and I'm going to order me a 49ers watch, even though they paid Brock Purdy too much money. And you have a great day, Kevin. Appreciate it, guys. Enjoy.
Sir, I'll see you this afternoon.
Thank you.
But
nice to see you.
Yes, the DA is a huge 49ers fan, and he's not happy that the Niners paid Brock Purdy. But we have a show tonight. We'll get into that tonight.
They paid him a lot.
Yeah, I didn't think they was going to do it. That hasn't been their philosophy, and he was shocked. He was actually shocked and mad when I told him. I said, "Hey, man, they paid Brock." He's like, "Man, I can't believe it, man." But yeah, he's a little hurt. So, but one last thing before we get into it, what would you tell people, or those that are in the entrepreneur business that wanted to do a product-based business like you in this digital world? What advice would you give them?
It sounds a little corny, but just don't give up. Don't stop what you're doing. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there who tell you no, don't do it. It's bad. Just if you believe in what you're doing, do it. I mean, that for me has always been the bottom line. I've had 100 people tell me, oh, you can't. When I started the business, oh, it's a waste of time. It's 30 years ago. That's a waste of time. You'll never get some of this. You'll never get,
Nah, I go along with your sentiment, man. Yes, if you really believe in what you're doing, Don't let nobody deter you from it. You're going to get a lot of no's before you get yeses. I believe in that. And if you do right by yourself, meaning that if you do all the things that's required, I think everything will work out for you. And you're a testament to that. And like I said, I appreciate so much for you coming on. And we got to have you back on once those cigar things start rolling out. Have you come back on again, man. So, man, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this has been Adam Pennington. Let me give him some round of applause. We're so sorry for the technical difficulties, man, but we worked through it, man. And like I said, we will have Adam back on again. I'll get with you, Adam, and your sister, and we'll make it happen again. Any last thoughts before we get out of here, Adam?
Next time when we get together, we'll sit down, have a cigar with our Knicks championship ashtray. How about that?
That is a bet. I got you. Now that you know I'm in South Florida, we hang out, man. Like I said, I'm not too far from you, man. So yep, we absolutely can do that. Yep, because I think the Knicks can get by the Pacers, and then we'll see from there. But one series at a time.
Yeah, let's get through Indiana and see what happens. I'll take our chances after that.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, we're going to get out of here. Adam, don't go nowhere. Listen, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin Warren, your host and moderator for the Sports Chasers podcast, and for the DA who had to leave, and for our special guest, Adam Pennington. Thank you guys so much. This has been the Sports Chasers podcast. Y'all be good, be great, be blessed. Hey, we'll catch you on the flip side. Take care. Peace.
That's a wrap for today's episode of the Sports Chasers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, and connect with us on all social media channels for exclusive content and updates. We'd also love for you to join the conversation, share your thoughts, and become part of the Sports Chasers community. And remember to tune in next time for some more real sports talk. Until then, stay frosty.